In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. In the jungle, the quiet jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. Hush, my darling, don't fear, my darling, the lion sleeps tonight.
Einstein, everyone.
All right, Einstein, are you excited? All right, tell everybody your name. Oh, she's getting ready. She's got to clear her throat. Can you tell them your name?
Einstein.
Yes, Einstein. Say hi. Can you say hi?
Hello.
That's nice. But be polite, sweetheart. That's much better. Okay, let's start off with some animal sounds first. Can you do? Okay, got to clear your throat. Let's do a wolf. Good. How about a bird? Can you do a bird? Good. Can you do an owl? Good, owl. How about a rooster? How about a penguin? Can you do a penguin? A little bitty penguin for you. How about a chimpanzee? Good job, Einstein. Can you do a pig? Sometimes they get chunky. You think they need to go on a diet? How about diet? There you go. How about some tigers from the jungle? Yeah, they growl. What about a skunk? Stinker. Okay. Let's do some sound effects too. Spaceship? Good. Good. Spaceship with the laser. Yeah. Can you fall down? There you go. The little splat at the end. Does that hurt? Yeah. Maybe could you whisper? That's good. How about evil? Good job, Einstein. Evil. Let's sing some opera. Let's sing some opera. There you go. Can you toot? Oh. Ooh, Einstein, this is a lot of hard work. Is this a lot of hard work? Yeah, it's going to wear you out. But we're not done yet. What do you think? No. No, we know more. How about fiesta? All right. Go crazy for everybody. Can you go crazy? Go crazy. Woo! All right, she loves to party. So can you just get down? Let's get down. Come on. Yeah. There you go. goodness, where you at? You need something to drink? Here. No, you don't drink beer, you drink water. That's much better. All right, so you're going to have to wait till later because I have a problem. What's the matter? You lost my dog. Can you call the dog? Come here. Come here. Good job, Einstein. But I don't see the dog anywhere. I don't want this to be boring. Can you be boring? Oh, yeah. Well, we all love you. We know that you're famous. Are you famous? Superstar. Yeah. Okay. What do you say when it's time to go? Bye. Bye-bye, Einstein.
Get away from my bone.
Okay, we'll do one more sequence and then we'll stop.
A hideous organism makes its nest in a mountain biker's head.
I woke my wife up and I said, "You've got to see it. It's making noises and it's moving."
Aaron Dallas is a ski instructor in Carbondale, Colorado. In the spring of 2007, something stops Aaron in his tracks.
It was planting time, and as I was bending over to shovel, I felt this sharp pain in the back of my head. As I bent down, it got worse and worse.
A week later, he begins to feel the skin on the back of his head is changing.
I started to discover there were some distinct bumps on the back of my head.
Aaron can feel a ring of 5 individual bumps protruding from the back of his head.
As I'm lying in bed one night, I can hear noises in the back of my head. I can hear the bumps making noise. Just a very faint scratch, 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 scratch. I woke my wife up and I said, "You've got to see it. It's making noises and it's moving." I took a shower right before I went to the doctor and went with wet hair to see the doctor. He parts my hair, looks at the bump, and pauses. He goes, "Oh my God, what is it? What do you see? What is it?" And he says, "I don't know. All I can see are things moving inside the bumps on the back of your head. I think they're botflies."
The botfly is a hairy insect about twice the size of a housefly. Its maggot larvae are known to live as parasites in human flesh.
I am immensely relieved that I'm not going crazy, that there really are things moving and making noise on the back of my head.
Aaron's head has been a nursery to 5 growing botflies. Skin provides food and shelter for baby botflies.
I don't like to use the word maggots because it's not a very nice word and it doesn't make me feel very good that there were maggots in my head. But what he showed me were maggots.
The first time I saw this was probably 3 months ago. I walked down here with a guest, a VIP guest, and we were watching.
It's kind of a cool behavior that the dolphins kind of learn from one another.
We got word that the dolphins at the Dolphin Cove here at SeaWorld were doing this really cool behavior at the underwater viewing windows where they were blowing bubbles out of their blowhole.
When the dolphins are making their bubble rings, it looks as though they're blowing a big puff of air out of their blowhole.
They angle their heads so that it comes up perfectly straight to create the ring.
It's amazing how they can emit this ring of air from their blowhole.
I caught myself going to the glass and just sitting and staring. I couldn't even talk. It was one of those things, don't bother me right now. I'm watching the most incredible thing I've ever seen.
If you had a balloon at home and you flex and you play with the end of it to make the different sounds, they can do that with their blowhole.
Kind of just looks like a little halo at first, and then they just push it and it gets smaller.
Either take their rostrum or their head and kind of move it in a circle to make it bigger.
They blow the bubble, and then the other one wants to get to it, and the smaller it gets, and then he's like, all right, I'm going to pop it. It's my toy. You can't have fun with that one. That's mine. If you want to do it, make your own, you know?
Logic will tell you that when you have air underwater, it immediately starts to rise. These rings are in a cylindrical form, and they're perfectly circled, and they're traveling down.
We mostly see the females doing it for some reason.
My guess would be that maybe the males are preoccupied with the social interaction with each other.
It seems to be very entertaining for the dolphins. It's really interesting for us to watch, and the guests really just think it's something cool.
It didn't really look like it was a bubble. It looked like it was a dark, solid color.
Yeah.
And like a snake, and you couldn't really see the bottom part of it.
Several years ago, there may have only been one or two that have done it, so it seems that either other animals are catching on or they're being taught how to do this.
And this is just not blowing out a bubble of air. They've had to watch and learn the process and the technique of being able to take this bubble ring and to hold it underwater, to spin it, and to really manipulate it. I really hand it to these animals just how quickly they learn something as complicated as that.
As you saw with the bubble ring, it kind of created a little bit of attention from the other animal and kind of was like, hey, wait a minute, what was that? How did you do that? That may be an animal that may not necessarily know the bubble ring yet, and again, it just kind of piqued his interest.
Down here, it's one of the best places to watch dolphins because what you're seeing is their natural behavior.
As long as we've been doing this, the 30+ years that SeaWorld has had these animals, we're still learning from them, just as they're learning from us.
Just when you think you've seen it all or you've learned it all, something new comes up.
Something you got to see how amazing it really is.
It was one of those moments in life where you went, we haven't figured all the things out yet. These animals have a lot more to teach us.
Hi, I'm John Martino. I'm a microbiology major up at CSU, and I took zoology just a few years back. Zoology gave me an overview of the phyla that live on Earth. It taught me how to treat laboratory animals and how to handle them and take observations of them that's useful for science. It taught me how to interpret current events and gave me insight into animal behavior. All of these things I've really used a lot in college and I think are very useful.